I fervently hope that MTE is not just about competing and winning awards. Most importantly, it has to be about cultivating an innovative mindset within the society, bringing entrepreneurs as well as scientific and technology tech communities together to find common ground by collaborating and working towards bringing better technology solutions, innovative products to the world.
I hope that this 3-day event will provide substantial opportunities for participants from multifarious backgrounds to not only display their innovations and inventions, but also to seize the opportunity to interact, discuss, and exchange ideas on the latest techniques and technology that will eventually benefit all, inshallah.
MTE provides a conducive platform for innovators to promote their invention through various innovative approaches, as well as to expand. So this exhibition also allows them to find potential investors or customers to help in marketing and commercializing their invention products in the market.
We need to continuously inspire, ignite and innovate our youth to make sure that they will become prosumer.
We want to thank our partners, Proton Group and team, with over 20 years experience in organizing such an event for making this possible.
We came from Poland,
Vietnam, country Croatia,
Iran, Taiwan,
Bali, Indonesia.
So far it's been extremely interesting to see a broad range of technical and scientific endeavours.
We made a lot of contacts regarding next step with university community and with real sector community.
We are very glad we are here and for this great exhibition.
Very high performance, and that we show what the technology we have.
It is indeed my privilege to welcome all participants to the Malaysia Technology Expo 2020 Special Edition the COVID-19 International Innovation Awards. Thank you for joining us, especially all the international participants.
Saya bagi pihak NADMA Malaysia mengucapkan terima kasih
syabas kepada MTE 2020 COVID-19.
It is my pleasure to join you today at the Malaysia Technology Expo MTE 2020 Special Edition COVID-19 International Innovation Awards ceremony to recognize and celebrate the hard work of those among us who constantly push the boundaries of innovation. I would like to congratulate all the winners as well as your team members who have been supporting you throughout your journey.
MTE 2021 Virtual Edition will be the catalyst in encouraging innovators and inventors to share and inculcate innovativeness and sustainability in their research. Innovation is not just about making new and better products. It encompasses all aspects of ideas, processes, systems, services, methods and models.
As large gatherings are no longer encouraged, I'm happy to see that MTE has gone virtual. This will allow more innovators and to promote their innovation and share their ideas with the world.
We look forward to university putting a strong efforts to forge strategic collaboration with industry to generate new sizes, innovations and commercial entities.
There may come a day in the near future when we have overcome this crisis, but our innovations may be able to assist another country in their fight against the pandemic.
To lift student engagement and attainment in innovation and to support teachers and improve student outcome, innovation and technopreneur mind.
Involving youth at an earlier stage is important, especially as Malaysia is slowly but surely becoming a greying nation. Innovation alone is not sufficient. We must also create an infrastructure for incubation of ideas and transform them into successful ventures.
Enhancing not only in the design but also the delivery of public goods and services for the people. Innovation in government is imperative not only to transform but also to stay ahead of change.
The quick responses to protect the citizens from COVID-19 shows the unity of the nation. Know that your contribution is critical to the transformation of our country.
I'm fully confident that this year's MTE IIA, albeit on a new normal platform and approach, has achieved its desired impacts.
It has been nurturing the innovation culture among scientists, researchers, students and startup founders in order for them to transform their ideas into business ventures.
Knowledge Resources for Science and Technology Excellence Malaysia, or CRIS.my, is a knowledge management portal for research and development, R&D. It is spearheaded by MOSTI to address science and technology challenges faced by the science, technology and innovation STI community. Let's explore more with our mascot, Chris. CRIS.my has 6 main information modules. STI organization provides basic information on organizations involved in R&D activities and other STI-related services. Malaysian Human Resources in STI, My HR STI, contains human resource profiles such as researchers and experts involved in R&D activities in the field of STI. National Scientific Facilities and Equipment NSFE aims to encourage the sharing of facilities and equipment and cultivate research collaboration among the STI community. You can also book FNE via portal or mobile app. R&D Project Bank shows lists of information on research, development and commercialization projects throughout the Malaysia Plan as well as its outputs and achievements. Technology Market or TechMart promotes local products or technologies and boosts technology transfer among researchers and industry. STI indicator is used to measure the performance of STI in Malaysia based on goals established by the government. Chris.my empowers you to formulate STI policies based on STI data, streamline and optimize R&D resources, practice data-driven decision-making, harness scientific knowledge for new invention and innovation. Our new features will allow elastic search, automatic email notification, mass upload, live updates, dynamic report, online booking. Be a part of Chris.my to explore the explosion of scientific knowledge and information. Chris, connecting you to the world of innovation.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next lined up program is a knowledge sharing session. Please enjoy.
Hey everybody, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having AKPK with you. I'm Nirmala here from AKPK. We are here talking about brighter days ahead, managing your finances with AKPK during this pandemic. At this event on Malaysia Technology Expo Virtual MTE and MTE 2021 Virtual COVID-19 International Innovation Award. This event is proudly supported by MOSTI and the PMO office under the Menteri Tugas Khas. Thank you very much for having AKPK, and I hope all of y'all are familiar to know what is AKPK. Just a brief, AKPK, we are an agency established by Bank Negara Malaysia in 2006, established to actually assist the main services that we provide, providing financial advisory and debt management program, where we actually assist these people who have financial problems with their institutions. For example, they're unable to pay their loans, they cannot afford. So they would come to AKPK and we would negotiate with the financer to get a restructured repayment plan, which is affordable by the financer and acceptable by the borrower. And acceptable by the financer. So we kind of find this win-win situation between both parties, so that the main focus here is in order that the borrower can actually repay the debts. So over the years, we have realized that one of the main reasons of over-indebtedness is poor financial planning. So hence why we are also embarking a lot on financial education in order to assist to provide prevention. Actually, it's kind of like prevention, so that a borrower does not get into unmanageable debt issues. And we initially started off in helping households, but as of last year, September, we have now expanded our services to SMEs and microcredit. So we can also help SMEs who are actually having financial issues on their business, who are actually having financial repayment issues with the bank. So you could actually come to us too, and we can provide advisory and also negotiate with the financer to find a more affordable repayment scheme for you, so in order that the sustainability is there. So that's how we have the services that we have. And most importantly, that I want to emphasize, and I would also emphasize at the end, is our services on our financial advisory, our debt management program is totally free of charge. There is no payment on this. So please do not pay any commissions. Anybody who claim to be agents of AKPK, we do not engage anybody else. It's all our officers who are on duty. And every payment that you make is directly to the bank. So you will make the payment to us, but it's all 100% to the financial institution. So there is no payment for AKPK. Please remember that. And so as I was saying, it is currently, we do see issue on because we know we are under MCO, we are restricted movement, many businesses are affected, even jobs. So we do see a lot of people running short of cash, running short of income to actually continue to pay or to actually maintain a sustainable livelihood at this point of time. So that's why we have come up with this talk called Brighter Days Ahead. We are all looking forward to the brighter days ahead and hope that, we are able to overcome, or hope we can pass this current situation, current scenario quite fast, quite soon. I'm sure many of you can't wait to go out, just like I am. And but we are all doing it for the betterment of a better tomorrow. Yeah, brighter days ahead for a better tomorrow, and managing your finances with AKPK during the pandemic. So I would want to share this quote. I love this quote so much, by Robin Sharma. Said, rough seas make stronger sailors, tough time with greater people. I guess we are all tougher people now. Last year was a pretty shock. We are not used to it, but I think this year we are all better off with that, and we are striving to, and I'm sure we are all going to make it well, make it good. It's just that we're just getting stronger by times. Yeah, so take it, why we are sharing this is we want to take these things positively so that we can actually continue to move on. And there is a struggle, no doubt to that. And looking at finances, it's even more important for us to pay attention to this right now. Yeah. And when you look at your finances, we have come up with this very simple formula of 7 steps to brighter days ahead. What should you do now with your finances at this very point of time? Yeah. So very importantly is focus on what you need to do. If you are experiencing a job loss, if you're experiencing income reduction, yeah, or even if you're employed but you are experiencing high expenses now, you're worried about whether your savings will sustain or not. So there are a lot of issues, but you've got to focus on what are the issues. Yeah, rather than, we always let our mind wander here, wander there, and it keeps wandering and not being able to stay put anywhere, we will not be able to resolve any issue. So we've got to really focus, write down what are the issues now, what are the things you need to do, what are the expenses you need to cover. You've got to focus. Are you looking at your goals now, your financial goals, what you need to achieve at the very moment? Are you looking at your savings? Are you looking to building up your savings? Are you looking at investments, or are you looking at just basic, I need to have my necessities? So we've got to focus and address what are the issues right now. Yeah. So once you have the focus there, then the next step is you assess, okay, now you have to do your plan. For example, let me give you an example. You're looking at building up your savings, or you're looking at setting up a business, or you're looking at, expanding your business into a different way, or you're looking at even building your own emergency funds, or you're looking at buying something at the moment, maybe thinking of getting a house or a car, anything. You focus, and that's your goal. Or even you're focusing on settling your debts. You're thinking of, okay, I've got another 10 or 15 years to go before retirement, and I wish to settle all the debts by then. So these are the areas, your goals that you write now. Yeah. So if, like I said, if you're having experienced financial difficulties at the moment, you've got to focus, okay, what is your source of income next year? So you assess what is your actual source of income. So how much do you actually have now? Yeah. So based on your income, whether it's an active or a passive income, whether you are working part-time, or is there any aid you're getting in terms of any help, any aid that you're getting? So what are those? Or your savings, how much is left? So you have to assess exactly, this is what I have. Most of the time we end up in a lot of problems is because we hallucinate. We hallucinate to think that we have so much, but we actually don't. We don't have that amount at all, but we think we do. So that is dangerous. We think, oh, I think this savings here, that savings here. For example, probably you need to pay for some fees in a month or 2 months to come, and then you keep procrastinating that the money would come out from somewhere. So that is dangerous. That is a danger sign. So you really need to know how much it is, how much exactly. Acknowledge the fact, acknowledge the situation. That's the thing. So write down, calculate, see how much. Then now the next thing is you've got to analyze your expenses. You've got to know where you need to spend. So rather than saying that I need to withdraw from here, I need to withdraw from that because it's not enough, but You got to know from where you are, why is it not enough? You got to see from what is the issue actually. Where are you spending? You really got to know. You got to analyze all this. So how much you actually need. Yeah. So that's where we talk about your expenses. So first you assess your source of income. The next thing is you identify your expenses. So you know how much are you spending for fixed, how much are you spending for your variable, how much are you spending for discretionary. When we talk about fixed, you list down those expenses that every month you pay and it's in a fixed amount, like your loan repayments, like your any other utility bills that are on a fixed amount. Yeah. Then you have your variable. Variable are basically like things that you spend for your need, but it varies. It depends on how much you're using, food, petrol, and all this. So currently, yes, petrol goes down, but food increases. So there is always this balance here. And then you have your discretionary. Discretionary are your wants. Okay. So you have your need and then your wants. When you talk about your wants, you would definitely now, all those subscription that we are doing on these paid TVs, paid channels, they're all wants actually. But of course, we need our entertainment. So it's not wrong. We're not saying discretionary is wrong. It's just that we should be able to identify how much are we actually spending and also prioritize this. So that's where your budget comes in. Budget is very, 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 very important now.
On behalf of the Water Loss Industry Group, I would like to congratulate the Malaysia Technology Expo on its 20th anniversary, wishing you many more successful years.
From Poland, congratulations and happy 20th anniversary to MTE. 20 years of happiness, 20 years of working together, 20 years of trust, 20 years of sharing, and 20 beautiful years. Congratulations from Eurobusiness Halle.
No matter how many financial talks you hear, how many financial experts come and speak to you, it will always go back to the basic where you really need to know what are you going to spend for and where are you actually spending it. So that's where we have budget versus actual. So in budget is something that at the moment, when you get your income, you're planning on what to do with it. So that's called a budget. It's a plan. Yeah. But not necessarily whatever we plan we follow, right? I'm sure many of us have tried doing budget, but we always say it never works for me. Okay, maybe one of the reasons it never works for me is because we are not budgeting it right. We are probably under budgeting ourselves. We think we are spending this much only, but in reality, that's not what we're doing. So how do we get that common line there? How do we get it right? So basically, we have to actually record. We have to track. We have to actually track all our expenses. So you have to actually know every ringgit that you're spending, where is it going? So now it's even you're saying that I'm at home, I don't spend that much, but the online purchases, there's so many ways to spend. So all this also contributes, so you have to really write down, track. There are a lot of apps. We have a lot of budget tracking apps like My Tabung and things like that. So choose an app that is good with you and track. So every time you spend, you're tracking on your expenses. If you don't want to choose an app, also it's fine. You can actually use an Excel sheet. You could use even normal notebook, but just track. That's the most important thing. So once you have budgeted for it, then you would track, and then you would know now actually in actual how much are you spending. So it's a very important task for those who are actually in the midst of maybe going on losing an income or a job. Yeah. So you really now need to know, with that amount of money I have, how am I going to sustain? And so I really need to prioritize and know what are my actual expenses. Then only I would know how long would this fund sustain and what is my plan to actually grow and move on with that. So it's a very critical phase now, when you're at home. Or during this time, take this as an habit, take this to create an habit. Yeah. And once you start doing it for a 2 or 3 months period, 4 months, then you will get the hang of it and say, okay, now I know I really need this much 1 month for survival. Why I'm saying this is, with the current situation, right? The moment we hear about, oh, okay, you can withdraw your savings retirement funds, you can opt not to pay your loan, we all go for that because we think we don't have enough for our living expenses. So we go for that. But if you don't take care of your expenses here well and prioritize that it's only for the need, you may end up taking up your future savings, which is also important for your retirement. You may end up deferring to pay your loan, but using that money for something that it is not really a need also for you at that time. Okay, it may be something that you are spending, but it can be avoided. So you have used this money to spend on something that is not really essential. So that is actually killing up your future. It's actually eating up the money that you're saving for future, or it will also delay and defer your loan to future, and so you end up paying longer. And when you end up paying longer, you lose future opportunities. You will lose future opportunities. So I'm not saying that, hey, do not take it. No, that's not my intention. But when you plan to take that, make sure it's really, really used for important things, essential things, and things that you cannot live without. So like, of course, you need the food, you need a shelter, you need to create a new income source. You need to ensure the income generation is continuous. So for that kind of reasons, yes, you take up these funds, you use for that, it's productive. But if we just take up and we don't calculate and we don't measure, we may just end up eating up the whole lot of it, at the present moment. So that's why crisis, pandemic, budget, and your cash flow tracking becomes even more important, because this would actually help you in a lot of ways. So it's very important for you to actually assess your income at the present time, and then you prioritize your expenses, track your expenses. Okay, then you would know how you can actually reduce them. Now you would know, okay, I can do without this. Actually, if I need this, I can. In fact, I was listening, I was speaking to some of my clients, and they said that how they actually change their habits in a very simple manner. I take a simple thing, electricity, because we are all at home now, we tend to use more, right? But all they did was they actually kind of paid attention to electricity, where they switch on the light, they use the aircon for certain hours only, and all these things actually manage, when they actually manage properly, they have managed to reduce their bill by half. And so this excess money can be used for something else that's more important. So minor thing, we have the saying of small holes can sink a ship. So you have to be wary of these small, little expenses that we do constantly, which can actually result to a big expenses. So that's where we really need to understand and know what we're spending for, so that we would be able to know where to reduce them. So those are the things that we have to look at. And also at this time, another key factor that you really need to look is also knowing your debts. So you also need to know what is your situation like at the moment. So we have this simple calculation where we call it debt to income ratio. So you would actually list down all your debts, what are the loan repayments you make every month, loan repayments, So you list down them, divide them over your net income and times 100. So you will see a percentage. Okay, from your income, how many percentage is going for debt repayment? So if you do see yourself below 30%, meaning to say there's below 30% of your income that's going for debt, and you have a balance of 70%, tap your shoulders and say, good job. But doesn't mean that if you see a 10% and you say, hey, I got a quota of 20% more to take loan, why not I just go and jump and take one? No. Also, when you want to take up a loan, you have to look at the purpose why you want to take up the loan, your payment affordability, and also your track record. So those are important. Don't just take up a loan to fulfill quota. This one is nothing to do in fulfilling quota. Okay, then between 31 to 50%, okay, still good, yeah. And then 51 to 60%, you should stop. No more new loan. Stop using your credit card. Don't accumulate anything more. You should actually stop and focus in terms of reducing. And if you see yourself anywhere above 61%, that is already, because when you say your income, 40% is going for loan, I have 60% balance, which is good enough for my living expenses. Yeah, you say 10% can save, and then the balance 50% can be used for your living expenses. But if 60% is gone for loan repayment, you only have a balance of 40% for your living expenses. And that is where we have seen a lot of people struggle, because a lot of them who come to AKPK for financial advisory or to enter our debt management program, most of them are all above 60% in terms of their debt to income ratio. So because of that, they find the difficulties, the hard thing to actually settle the payment or to make the monthly payment, because it's very tight. Yeah. So when it is above 61%, even if it's above 51%, you can still do the 4A step, yeah, which we call the 4A. Just to share, I'll come back to that. The 4A is acknowledging that there is a problem. This is the biggest first ever step. They normally say the first step is the hardest, right? So taking up this is to acknowledge there is a problem, seems to be the toughest, because many of us don't want to acknowledge there is a problem. Every time we can't pay, we tend to get the easy way out, which is taking up a new loan. So it's very easy to move on by taking up a new loan, take up new loan, you keep digging up new holes. Eventually, it will come to a point that you cannot close these holes and you cannot cover them. So acknowledge that there is a problem, face the reality, it's okay, you're not the only one. Yeah. I don't think that anybody is immune to financial problems. At one point of our life, we all have faced it. But what makes the difference is how fast one person chooses to come out of it. That makes the difference. Yeah. So acknowledge, face the reality. All right. And then now you analyze your situation, your financial standing, how much you owe, how much you have. Discuss with family members if you plan to cut down anything. You plan, you don't work alone. Yeah, you can't just simply tell, okay, go home and now from today onwards, no more eating out, no more Grab, no more food panda, no more this. All of us have to cook at home. No, it is too stressful if you take drastic moves like that. Yeah, you have to do it slowly and with the cooperation of all. Yeah. And then act. Then once you have analyzed, what's the situation, so now you act upon it. You can discuss with the financial credit providers, you can discuss with your family, you can discuss with your banker. So you discuss and then you act on the restructure. And if all this doing yourself doesn't work, of course, we at AKPK, we are here to assist you. We will be able to look into, provide your financial advisory to you. And also if there is we have negotiated with the financer to get a restructured repayment plan, then we will put you in our debt management program, which I told you from the very beginning is totally free of charge. Yeah, it's totally free of charge for individuals and for SMEs as well. Yeah. So like the SME, we have the micro help desk. If you need our help, you can actually come into this page, or I will come back, or you can actually go to this our website at www.akpk.com akpk.org.my, or you can actually QR scan this code too, and you will be actually directed to our website where you can key in your general inquiries. You would need us to call you back, and then we would contact you to actually get to know in terms of where we can provide an assistance. Yeah. And remember, we will only call you once you have keyed in your information. Yeah. We would not call you if you have not. We don't make random calls. So we don't just make calls to anybody and say, hey, do you have financial problem we can help you with? No, we don't do that. Please remember that. Yeah. We don't do that. We only make calls when you have actually keyed in your information for us to actually help you. Okay, so please remember that. So once you have put in your details and things that our counselor, our advisors will get back to you, and they would advise you on what can be done. Yeah, so this is how we are currently operating due to the MCO. Otherwise, we have our office nationwide, and in KL we are at Menara Bumiputra Commerce. Okay. So on small debt resolutions scheme, yeah, so we will assist in terms of providing advice, guidance, and also negotiating with the financiers to get restructured repayment plan for an SME who's actually having problems at the moment. Yeah. So also during this time, you know, you have a lot of opportunities to actually educate yourself to finances. So I have given you a very simple 7 steps, but there is more to it. Yeah, I can't cover a lot, especially in terms of building your wealth during this time. It's also a good time to invest a lot of knowledge in you. There we have our portal, Be in Power portal, power.akpk.org. Where you can actually go through our online courses, and we have some free courses online, like Do It for Baby. You know, you have kids, in the way you have kids, you are planning on their education fees, how you're going to save up their, you know, money for education. Then you have Raya module. We had also Brighter Days. We also have a module for those who planning to get married. Yeah, it's a big commitment there. So we also have the Do It Together. So all these courses that we have online is free of charge. You can actually come in. We also have a course on Rumaku, where you're thinking of buying a house, you can actually calculate everything there. You know, so these are some of the things that we have with us, and you could also look up. And also, I have seen people who really make good time through this. Is like, you know, they really invested in wealth management, knowing investment knowledge. So you can also learn up a lot in our free online courses with Bursa, with Security Commission. You know, they have courses on investment. It's a good time to actually learn. I'm not speculating anything, but you can start slow, because in in a financial plan, yeah, you earn, yeah, you accumulate, yeah, you earn, you spend whatever balance you need to accumulate, you protect that, and you preserve it. So the accumulation part is where the investment comes in, and it plays a key important role, because without investing or without investments, it's very hard for us to plan or save for the future, because we have the inflation in place. Yeah? So in order to grow, you maybe need to look into this. So the wealth building, you're building up your wealth, and also protection. So once you have built up this wealth, you're building this wealth, you have to protect that, because we have a lot of unforeseen circumstances can happen. So all of it need to be guided with. Yeah. So a key takeaways here, you know, because we always focus on the technicality. I spoke to you about the technicality, talking about budget, putting in space, yeah, controlling my budget, controlling this, looking into my debt, calculating my debt to income ratio. Yeah, I'm looking at all that. But very important factor in when it comes to money is also managing your emotions. Yeah, it is together. Yeah, what you decide to do is how you feel, whether you want to do it or not. So you have to have that right mindset to know that, look, I want to make a change. I want to make a difference. I want to see a difference. So that's where it will really help you build wealth. There is no wealth built by complaining. There is no wealth built by jealousies, so that's very hard. So that's why always believe you're worthy of happiness, wake up with a smile, go to bed with a smile, be happy about things. Be grateful because you have you are here today. So that's already something to celebrate. Yeah. So focus on what you have right now, appreciate what you have. Gratitude is very, very important. The more thankful you are, the more gratitude you show, the more you receive. Yeah. So these are the things that will keep you going, because financials is a very it can get us all stressed up, it can get the thing, it can even lead to very hard to say, very ugly things also. When we look at the stats of suicide, we see that 30% of suicide cases are due to financial problems. So we have to be very careful here with our mental health as well. So managing and balancing it during these times is another important factor. Yeah. So please be positive. Throw away words, I can't, I don't have. I know it's easy to say, but yeah, you've got to keep doing it. Anything that you keep doing it consistently, it becomes a habit. So we got to kind of build again, or move ourselves to all these kind of habits, and that's what can keeps us going during crisis. Yeah. And first, jealousies, yes, stop comparing. Now you're all online, you see who eats what, who do what, who's buying what, now not who going where, nobody can go anywhere, right? But have you ever thought of those, right, who, like, I was showing you places, but yeah, you are just comparing. Stop comparing. Be happy for somebody who has achieved success. Be happy and do what you can afford to do. Yeah, not what you see others are doing. And respect the power of money. Organize them. Know how much you have. Study well. Yes, invest in the knowledge, and also please help others. We always follow these 4 mantras of money, where you earn, yeah, you manage, you save them, and you give them. Not I'm saying that you save, you give, and even if you don't have money to give away, you can always help others via various others way, like educating or even sharing your knowledge with them. Good knowledge, not just the moment you get one WhatsApp, you immediately want to forward. You've got to acknowledge whether it's whether it's fake news or not fake news, whether it's genuine or not, so please. But it's also sharing good stuff, good things, so yeah. So that's also another way how we can actually help and share back what we have with the others. Yeah. So I would end with this quote to say, I am the master of my fate and I am the captain of my soul. So you have to decide what you want to change and what you want to do. I hope the session can provide you some guidance to what you really need to do. And for those who need AKPK's help, you can get in touch with us. Yeah, it's not how much you earn, but how you manage what you earn. Let's begin now. So you can get in touch with us via our webpage at www.akpk.org.my. What I spoke to you is just an hour, not even an hour, but do like our social media pages, Facebook, Insta, so that you will keep reminded about your finances. We have a lot of sharings every day. So these are the things that will help you to be to remember, to know, this to keep nudging you actually. You see, also like all other pages by like Bank Negara, by Security Commissions, Bursa, so that they are always up with information. There are some free webinars you can attend to. So keep educating yourself in finances, keep reminding yourself in this, and so that we all can look forward to a better tomorrow. So it's not how much you earn, but how you manage what you earn. And let's begin now. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope it has helped you. And if you have any further inquiries about AKPK, you can get in touch with us via our social media. You can get in touch with us via our webpage, and we will be ever ready and ever willing to assist you. Thank you.